Okay, now, from the beginning.
Hit it, boys.
SMPS was sort of born in the back room of a conference at AIA, and it was shortly after they had said that it was okay to advertise to get work, because before that it was unethical. So there was a small group of people who are the legacy members. They invented this industry. There was no professional services marketing industry before them.
When we first started SMPS, we had no concept of this, how the size would go. What we were doing was just bringing the design industry out of the dark ages. A marketing professional that had his own company was Weld Cox. I had gone to Kansas City for an AIA marketing program put on by Weld, and it was called Marketing Professional Services. There were 5 of us and looked at each other and said, we need to get together. And so I said, well, what if we form a society? And I said, and remember, we're bird doggers. We go out and sniff out the lead. Why don't we call ourselves the SOBs? And they thought that was very funny. And then we met in Chicago, and number 1 on Weld's agenda was to change the name. And that's where we formed the Society for Marketing Professional Services, and the SOBs was no longer.
I'm super thankful to the founders for recognizing that there was an opportunity for us to get together and create this network. And I was fortunate to know Lou Zickler. I was talking to his sons, and they were talking about how much he loved SMPS and how fulfilling it was for him to see how much the organization has grown and that it has stood the test of time.
We started with $200, and Bill Flagg was the newsletter editor. And his first newsletter opening sentence was, "This is your newsletter, SMPS News." And all of a sudden, people were saying they really liked SMPS News. We probably printed 100 because it was easy to do. And my daughter Andrea, she was probably 7 or 8 years old, and I sat her down with envelopes, labels, and newsletters, and we did the mailing.
We just decided let's start an organization. And so Andy Zinsmeyer is the hero of this story, because he is the one that he was with a firm in St. Louis. He had the time and the wherewithal, and frankly, he financed it himself personally to get the whole thing started and off the ground. And from there, everything else occurred. Looking back on it, I feel like, you do things in life, at least for me, I just like to make the world a better place. I like to make things better. I like to be in a place where people are working together for a common goal to make things better. And that's really how SMPS started out. And I think the most gratifying thing for me is obviously it has drawn people all through these years that want to do the same thing. We've all had this common goal of, in one way or another, making things better for our firms and then for the built environment at large, I think.
We started the chapters. You couldn't have planned it better than what that actually came out.
SMPS, we started the chapter in 1981, and I got involved immediately. It was such a new idea to have people come together and to encourage all levels, all different groups to come to a lunch meeting and sit down at the same table was amazing. And we had, sellout after sellout after sellout, and it was just fantastic. And our other goal was to have the owners, principals, and managers of firms come also to the programs so that you also got to meet the bosses, the people that were leading the firms. Many people in firms at the time did not know senior management or other people in other departments, let's say. So SMPS brought those people all together to the same table.
There's no place that you can go and say, I want to get a degree in marketing professional services. SMPS is the only organization that offers the opportunity to have that deeper dive into an education and continuing education and networking and opportunities to test those skills and grow. You know, that says a lot about the organization.
The legacy in the long run is for everybody to look back and say, wow, it was SMPS that got all these marketers to be in leadership seats in all these firms, helping steer our firms. Can't just do it with the technical professionals. You need the marketing professionals.
Marketing and business development people tend to be pretty fun, right? So having a group of people that just want to not only advance the profession, but do it in a fun, creative manner makes SMPS very special.
Do you want to take your career to the next level? Do you want to be around people who actually understand you, where you actually feel like you're actually going to learn and you're going to get somewhere? Come try out, SMPS. Once you're there, I guarantee it, you're going to feel welcome, and you're going to be more curious, and you're going to want to come back.
So the future of SMPS includes what they're doing with the foundation and the opportunity to really research and see, how are we impacting the greater AEC community and be a voice in that space for other organizations to really come to as us as the subject matter experts on marketing. So I really see that as something that's going to really grow over time as well. I'm really just happy to be involved with that and that we have this arm to do just that kind of research.
When I think about our founders, they never envisioned SMPS was going to be as large as it is and as wildly successful as it is. The fact that they're still around to see it makes it all that much sweeter. But they, like me and my first firm, they worked for firms that their bosses were visionaries who saw the value of marketing and saw the value of business development. And so, if they hadn't had that opportunity through their companies, who knows, maybe we wouldn't be here today.